It's the best day of the week, and that's because it is new Star Trek Day. If you are new here, every week I review the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and today we're doing episode 4 of season 4. Okay, negatives out of the way first. These aren't strong negatives. I will say traditionally, and all of Star Trek does this, even the Star Trek you old heads like. But anytime we go down to a planet and it looks like 1920s, 1930s aesthetic, I personally don't like it when they do that. I can kind of feel the cheapness. However, while this episode takes a lot of stylistic cues, it is not like just what they used to do on the original Star Trek show, where they would just dig out old gangster suits because that's all they had in the wardrobe department. They actually put a lot of effort and thought into the designs of the costumes, which I thought were really great in this episode. And even though it's a noir aesthetic, they did a lot to make it their own. In terms of the way this episode is shot with black and white, I would have preferred it if they had kept that to just the planet they were on, and then everything that happened on the Enterprise still be in color, just to give it that contrast. But overall, I'm not mad about it. It's just a personal preference. That said, some really strong performances in this episode. I like that they did this sort of Philip Marlowe meets Casablanca type of story in Star Trek using Klingons on an occupied planet. I thought that that was a really good setting. And what I really, really liked is the moral dilemma that's set up for the character Una, number one. I especially like towards the end of the episode where Mbango was talking about his experiences with helping out a similar resistance, the kind of fate that fell upon the co-conspirators, how in his experience they were all wiped out. Una, in this situation, she might have done the same thing. She helped out the resistance, which is good. That doesn't mean people aren't going to still die in the process. That is good classic Star Trek moral gray area stuff, and I love it when the show plays with that. Also, and I love when they do this on Strange New Worlds, a really strong Uhura episode, because frankly, on the old show, the original TV show, Uhura never really got the spotlight that much. I love that this show takes time to do that for her. And a good classic Klingon villain in this, a really, really strong performance. I really like the character core. Thought that was fantastic. Lon's subplot was, I think, the weakest part of the episode, but I don't think it was a waste of time. I just don't think it wasn't as strong as it could have been. Before any of you come in to be like, isn't it contrived that there's a character that looked exactly like Una and she just showed up and that all worked out? Let me introduce you to a show called Star Trek. Overall, I was thinking about what rating to give this episode, and if I'm being honest with myself, 8 out of 10. I thought it was a really strong episode. I thought there were a lot of fun elements. Overall, there's just not a lot I can find that I really didn't like. I enjoyed it quite a lot. But let me know in the comments, what did you think of this week's episode?